Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening. I'm Will Granger. I'm using this podcast and my Substack newsletter to post about my writing and process and research for my upcoming historical novel, When Royal Heads Are Hunted, which is coming out on October 1st. Last episode, I talked about the Cluse Indians and Pedro Menendez, the conquistador, and how the king of the Cluses, Carlos, convinced him or tricked Menendez into marrying his sister. And one of the big problems was that Menendez already had a wife back in Spain, so that became an issue, but Menendez went ahead with it out of a sense of duty, I guess. So by all accounts, it was not a happy marriage. Neither of them really said it was happy, and it didn't go very well. Menendez apparently left her there with Carlos and continued to explore Florida for several months, and then later went back and took her and who he had named Antonia by then. He took her and seven of her friends to Havana, where he left them again, and apparently it was so they could learn the Catholic faith and become sort of involved in that. Well, according to the reports, he went back several months later to get her, and 5 of the women had died. Now, there are no reports about how it happened or why or anything like that. But he then brought her back to Florida, where her brother, King Carlos, was, and there was still no reports ever that it was a happy marriage or anything like that. It was purely a political maneuver on both sides. I tried to find some information about whether Menendez ever told his wife back in Spain and whether she found out about it. And from all accounts, I don't know if he ever told her, but apparently it wasn't a secret. And even when he was first considering whether to go ahead with this fake marriage, her brother, well, his wife in Spain, her name was Ana Maria de Solis, and they were married in 1535. Anyway, when he was in Florida and considering whether to marry the Calusa princess, her brother was one of the officers with Menendez, and the story is that he persuaded Menendez to go ahead with the adultery. So, so going against the whole idea of marriage back in Spain as well. So I don't know, what came out of that later on, and whether his wife in Spain found out about this sham marriage. But that's it for now. I'll talk more next week about other things that happened with Menendez when he was in Spain, and I'm excited because I'm getting closer to my October 1st release date. I've got a link on this podcast here. You'll see to a pre-order, which is available now for the book, and I'm excited that people can access the book now. So thanks very much for listening. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.